Uh, Good evening to all of you. I welcome. My name is Shiv Prasad from SMEA Analytics. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Nilesh Desai, who is the founder and CEO of SMEA Analytics. He is basically an engineer and a mathematical engineer, have a 40 years experience in MSME expert and is the author of the book, The Unexplored Gold Mine, The Opportunities, the Revival of the Sick MSMEs. Mr. Desai, for the widespread knowledge in MSME, and he is working towards increasing the operational efficiency of the MSME units. Is the fond of writing daily newsletters to spread awareness about the MSME world. Mr. Desai has a vast experience as 41 years plus in the engineering industry. He is a member in various committees and represents the interest of MSMEs, and he's extensively traveled and a business association in Australia under board. You can reach him in 988-532-6553. His email, you're already seeing it. You might be seeing it about in one of the photos what we're honored by UK Deputy High Commissioner Dr. Andrews Fleming visited our stall in BVIC event. And I request Mr. Desai to take over and start the today, the topic, very important topic for MSME, were really neglected, but very important, where SMEs analytics want to work very deeply in this particular area on the talent management area. I request Mr. Desai to take over the presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shiprasadji, for your kind introduction. Today's topic is very critical to my heart, and Shiprasadji is joining us in that function of HR. Welcome to you in our team, Mr. Shiprasadji. Also, Mr. Rishi also has joined us in his team of HR. So this is a new addition. Now let us start the topic today. India is in the cusp of growth, and we have achieved 7.5% GDP growth in this year. This would have not been possible without the support of all stakeholders, including RBI and central government coming out with ELCTS scheme and many in MSME sector. See, MSME is a critical very critical in this journey of reaching 7.5%. Now, today's topic is cultivating talent in MSME, which is most neglected operational functions as enterprise concentrate on marketing and finance. Any MSME unit, whether he wants to grow 20% or 10x growth, has to understand that they have to deal with 100% people, that is customers, staff, and various other stakeholders like banks and government, etc. So understanding the behavior of all is very critical. I will also touch upon how to move from gut feeling based decision making to data driven decision for talents in brief. In all functions, marketing, finance, production, and manpower, if we apply data, this MSME will become cost competitive and improve profitability. So let us start with today's topic, cultivating talent in MSME. So we'll start, the structure is, we'll start with these MSME units in India to continue to face HR challenges. COVID-19 has made it worse. So COVID has created a problem of migrant workers going back to their hometown, and they are reluctant to come. Practically 2 years are over. Still, they are in double mind whether to come back to their base functions or not. And this is a very big challenge all MSMEs are facing. The topic which is being faced majorly in MSME units are discussed in this webinar. We are trying to divide into employee database, talent acquisition, talent management, talent deployment, health and safety, and various other things. See, human resources functions as described in the picture is strategy, selection, employees, uh, potential, organizational structure, training, management, and teamwork. These are the few functions around which MSME will have to work for improving their efficiency in human resource management and ultimately profitability and growth. So let us start with talent acquisition. Today, everybody, whether recently one of my friends visited deeper in Maharashtra, 3 large units, and with all other problems, they say shortage of labor. Why this shortage of labor is happening? Because most of the workers are migrant from either Bihar, UP, Haryana, and many other states, and they have got first generation migrant workers. They have got strong connections in their villages, so they go back in the farming sessions, that is twice in a year, and they also go back on the typical festivals like Chhat Puja and things like that. So that is creating shortage of labor. Then another problem is job insecurity is raised in pandemic. Because of pandemic, there is no clear communication between entrepreneur and many migrant workers, and that made them to become insecure, and they have gone back to their villages. Then third most problem is lack of skilled manpower. Though government has started Skill India initiative many years back, but still the quality of skilled manpower required for MSMEs are not available because of various reasons, particularly service sector like IT. And they are taking away the people because of their various high-level salary, work from home kind of criteria. MSME needs multi-skilled manpower. That is another constraint of MSME. Also, there is a weak connection between MSME and technical institution and related education institution. See, our technical institutions or MBA colleges or engineering colleges or ITIs, they do not have direct touch with MSME units, manpower requirement, and what is there they're expecting. Though lately, by the last 10 years, there is an interaction between ITI and other things, but still the attitude of both the constituent in this has to change drastically. So why is getting this right type of employees challenge for the MSME sector? This is the question mark. So we are coming with the possible solutions. Next slide, please. Solutions for talent acquisition. Strengthen apprenticeship training. This last 10-15 years, government is trying to revise apprenticeship training and needs, but still MSME has not become proactive to get this kind of apprentice in their company. Diploma holders, ITIs, engineers, government is trying to give some stipend to them, and the balance has to be paid by this. But many MSME entrepreneurs are not aware of this scheme in detail. When you see, if they build a relationship with manpower suppliers, see, there are many manpower suppliers who are able to get the tie-up with their villages and try to bring workers. This is very prominent in construction sites. They get a lot of workers because construction site work will be for few months or few years. So they are able to do that. So we have to develop a relationship with the manpower suppliers. coordinate with technical and required education institute to recruit freshers, build good relationship with rural NGOs to recruit people from rural areas. There are many rural NGOs who can bridge this gap for our manpower requirement. There are build good relationship in urban NGO and community leaders to recruit employees. This is also one of the possible solutions. Create a platform where we share our excess manpower across MSMEs to strengthen employees referral scheme. Many MSMEs, if they can come out with referral schemes by paying either some cash incentives or some gifts, the existing manpower will try to induct known relatives or something of them in the company. This is a very easiest way, but many are not doing this. This can be one of the possible solutions. Next. Then the next question is talent management. Lack of employees information system. This is again a critical aspect. When we hire employee, we do not keep their whole details, and some crisis, or suppose if they don't report, we may not have his phone number. We may not have, suppose there is some unfortunate event happened in that family. There is no way to get the information. So if we can strengthen, either taking their close relatives or friends' phone number and retain their Aadhaar card number, all this may help you to get the timely information, because generally mornings, suppose when you start, worker does not report. The supervisor come in a tension how to manage. So once the phone numbers are available, they can check up and take quick decisions. No proper record of employees' leave management system. That is also again a problem. The today evening worker will come, kal main nahi aunga. That is also creating, whether an entrepreneur may know, but he may not pass this information to supervisor or other production line managers and things like that. This will also create a problem. So if we can create a proper record of leave management, it will help to plan better. Lack of supervisory and leadership. See, in MSME, generally centralized decision making and very low delegation by entrepreneur is another challenge. So he does not delegate enough to supervisor or things like that. Non-availability of training for supervisory and leadership skills. He may have a supervisor in between his shop floor and him, but that gentleman has to be continuously upgraded by necessary training, so that the productivity of the unit from the available workforce can be increased. Then another challenge is lack of employees' performance measurement system. See, we do not have standardized system in many MSMEs for employees' performance. Even in design companies, we have found out that they do not want to have a standard appraisal scheme for their technical manpower and things like that. And the gut-based decision making, or the relation he maintains, the promotions and this thing are given. There is a gap in measurement of employees' productivity, gap in record maintenance of employees' productivity. See, I am trying to give a picture where there is a farm, they put the seeds, then it grows and then it becomes a flowery this thing. Talent management also is like this. So we are giving a solution in the next slide. Solution for talent management, creating system for employees information, quarterly employees feedback to understand, validate employees information to understand their skill sets, to get data for improvement, to have clue on their next quarter leave plan. See, if you can generally accept accident and heart attack, most of the things are well defined. or well intimated. So suppose if we collect the information from workers or from all, it will help you if this is a possibility event that whether that person is likely to go on leave for 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, he is getting married, or his wife is likely to give a his wife is pregnant, or his father is sick. All that kind of things will be reasonably known in advance so that you don't get production death. So employees feedback is a very critical thing. And then the ultimate after this, you will get, I love my job, that employees will like to come to the workplace to give their 100% best to the company. This is what from one stage to second stage, if you manage this, you will be able to reach. Next, please. Solution for employees' productivity. See, conduct assessment on employees' productivity, critical analytical reports on above assessment, suggest measures on employees' productivity. See, if you concentrate on this, increase productivity at workplace, then you can graph that as bad, average, good, and excellent for all the employees, and that ultimately will increase your productivity. Next. See, another most neglected factor in the MSME sector is health and safety of employees. So conduct awareness on health and sanitation, gender sensitization, awareness on healthy diet. See, recently we are also engaged, SME Analytics is engaged with Entrepreneur Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, for bringing this awareness through Yes Foundation under their CSR initiative of Yes Bank. And we are doing bringing this awareness. We must have visited 400 to 500 units in last 3 years, and we have found that there is no awareness of worker safety. Even when we wanted to bring that, they are resisting to put the posters. So we should have safety first attitude. Safety first attitude should be cultivated in entrepreneurs or supervisory skill. Protection, we should be aware. Regulation, we should be aware. Hazards, see, in every industry there are some hazards. Say chemical factory, there's a tobacco factory, there may be some other kind of hazard. Asbestos factory, there may be some other kind of hazard. So we should be aware of that. And then general health of the workers or this thing. And we should try to see that whether we can cover them under group insurance or this thing. That will increase the retentivity of the employees with you. This is by and large. Next please. Then next critical item is talent development. Before I go to talent development, lack of technical and soft skill. See, we should understand when we take our workers, more particularly our supervisor, we go for their hard skill measurement, and then we decide. But ultimately, over a span of time, soft skill becomes very critical, which I will cover up in next 1 or 2 slides. But when we want to hire somebody as an entrepreneur or supervisor, we have no clear job description and skill as a requirement or skill gap analysis, skill assessment. What kind of person we are looking, what kind of his build, whether lady, a woman or man, what level of education, what kind of job specification. All that, if we put that, we will have our own clarity. This may come from your organization chart if you have got one, or if you are a small company, you can develop this and work on that, because if you do not have 3 years, 5 years your manpower requirement, you will always be finding you are running from day-to-day operations in talent management, which is not giving you a good guidance to profitability and productivity. No proper planning for skill development. That is what I covered in organized structure. Problems in recruiting skilled manpower. We are not clear as an entrepreneur or supervisor what kind of questions we should ask, what kind of assessment we should do before we have that worker or supervisor or a office staff to be recruited. This thing that should be very clear, and we should be prepared for that kind of things. Then lack of awareness on importance of soft skill. This is lacking in large that all MSME entrepreneurs. Though if the unit is entrepreneur is 10 years, 15 years in this, he knows soft skill is becoming critical, but he does not apply himself because he does not come out of marketing and finance. He's 24 hours, he is working on these two, and this gets neglected. Lack of proper training system. See, many MSME entrepreneurs, they do not have training system. They say that training is a waste of money or time, but it is not so. You should understand whether you want to give 2 days corporate training, leaving your staff for that and expect the result to come. It may not be probably the best. It should be spread over 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, maybe 2 hours a week. That will give you a better return at a cheaper cost, because whatever you want to train them, they should be able to absorb, raise the questions so they can go to next level. This is a continuous process. Many entrepreneurs say that if the workers or the staff leaves, the training effort goes waste. Yes, it may be possible, but what is retained with you is also it can improve your productivity, and when a next person come in replacing that person, he will have to start at a higher level. So no time training cost is wasted. It's a question, because everybody is a human, 100% workers, 100% staff, 100% customer, and this will help you to understand a long-term growth plan for your unit. Training to run plant and machinery, job rotations. Many times a job rotation can give a fresh perspective to an existing process. Say, because when the job is getting rotated, that new gentleman will come with a fresh ideas, because he has not done that job, and that idea may be beautiful. So job rotation gives a good returns, and the skill development is a continuous process, and this thing solutions for this is soft skill training program. I will cover the soft skill in the next slide. Conduct soft skill training program for employees to improve productivity. If you have got say 20-30 workers, and if you measure their interpersonal skill, their communication skill, their thinking processes, their idea delivery, or the way they generate ideas which can go to improve the productivity. These are the few soft skills which by training you are exciting them to come up with a better ideas, better suggestions. You know, I generally tell in Mahabharata we had got that Amrit is coming out while Danav and Dev are churning the see to get the Amrit. So many things comes out. 13th is a poison which Shankar Bhagwan has kept. Now that poison is a bad idea if you take it in the management perspective. Then you may get a Amrit, that is a better idea. That requires a continuous churning of your existing manpower to excite them to come out with ideas. Don't neglect any ideas, allow them to flow freely. That is how Toyota, after Second World War, has improved their quality processes, and still today they are the best in quality, though America and other countries are picking up lately in the last 30 years. Create awareness of training program conducted by various institutions. To support this, Skill India and Government of India, Department of Development Commissioner, they are conducting various training programs. MSME is conducting. So it is sometimes better to send our supervisors or our workers or our accountants to this kind of course. Apart from the faculty, what they are learning, they will also be meeting the other people from the same fraternity where exchange of ideas will be there, and that can bring a new perspective to your existing situation, which can help you to improve a marginal distinct. See, we have to work for 100 small steps rather than one large step. That is where MSME is characterized for as a growth initiative. 100 small things you do in the factory, the net result will be 2 to 3% in your net profit improvement. And this is a function of time and continuous efforts. Create awareness of government fund subsidies on technical training program, like I said, in apprenticeship act. Conduct leadership development program. Suppose next line of supervisor or next line of production manager to create. Conduct leaders. This you can send your second line of people, third line of people to go to leadership development program. So soft skill training, train to gain. This is what we are trying to tell, that this will help to train and you will gain a lot of benefits. It may not be measurable in rupee and a pie, but it will definitely measurable in improvement in productivity at the end of the year. You will find that your net profit has increased by 1% without noticing these changes. Next slide, please. So we as SME analytics can design, execute, and follow through the outcome of following skill sets: communication, teamwork, problem solving, adaptability, conflict resolution, flexibility, active listening, and work ethics. See, good communication skills are key to success. Together, that is, a team is together, everyone achieves more. See, team meaning is together, everyone achieves more. And ethics, integrity, moral principle, honesty, right, fairness, responsibility, conscience, choice, honor, and value. These are part of ethics. Next slide, please. See, I am coming to the end of my presentation. So SME analytics, we have developed a tool known as Babaji, that is business analytics, business augmentation, growth information system. And when I was an entrepreneur, I was not able to understand my balance sheet. I used to concentrate on marketing and finance. But ultimately, there are 52 various ratios which can come out of your balance sheet. And if you compare for last 3 years of yours, you will compare on a rupee cell basis, so that you can compare how much is the raw material gone, in each rupee sales. And then you can compare, work out why the variations are coming. Sometimes you will be able to find uh, my raw material cost is 0.69, 0.63, and 0.62. So 0.69 to 63, you may feel it's 0.6%, 0.6 only. But if you divide by percentage, it is 8 to 9%. So that may bring the awareness, and that can come out with a better understanding of your own business many times. See, many people, many MSME units says that my customers are very good. If I say in 30 days I get the payment, they pay me for 35 days, I am very happy. But at the end of the year, if he divides his payable and receivables by number of days and sells, he'll find out that 35 days what he has got a feeling are proving to be 94 days, 98 days, or his payable, he said, I pay my suppliers very quickly. It will come out that he is not paying quickly. His average payable days are more. So this kind of, gut feeling basis, what you are feeling, will help you to move to data-driven decision making. Today, if India has to grow to $5 trillion economy, they will have to become, MSMEs have to become competitive, cost competitive. They will have to look for export as an alternative source, either through export house or very connecting with Amazon kind of things. But they will have to improve their quality. They will have to reduce their cost and expand the market size. So there we are giving this Babaji as a tool, and this is a free tool. If you give your email address and request for that, we'll give you the link. We also do mentoring and advisory services for startup and MSME. Our ultimate idea is to develop a Z-score, which is a predictive to manage insolvency risk and also reduce rate of growth of NPA in banking sector. Today, many MSME units get a notice your account is turning SMA 0, SMA 1, SMA 2, and before he flicks his eyes, he says your account is NPA. Now, actually, this does not happen in a day. See, this weakness starts developing 3 to 4 years back. And if he can understand from his balance sheet that he is developing some kind of weakness, he can take corrective action at that time, or he can negotiate with their bank much earlier. Then keeping the relationship in good shape, he can revitalize this unit, and that is our effort in developing that Z-score for MSME. And that is where we need a lot of data from MSME friends all over India, because 95% of MSME units are partnership and proprietary, and their profitability depends on their behavior, entrepreneur behavior or culture of that organization, to how they treat their suppliers, how they treat their customers, how they treat their workers. That culture will be defined reasonably well in this balance sheet. Ultimately, balance sheet is a reflection of your action at particular price structure of the time. Next, please. So we recently have started measuring the changes happening in soft skill, hard skill, and collecting this data. This is a paid service, and we have recently recruited Mr. Shiv Prasad as a partner in this, and he is going to lead along with Rishi. And we welcome units of Hyderabad, MSME unit. This is very competitively priced services, and we can assure, suppose if you are paying 50 to 60 lakhs as a wage bill in a year, that means around 30 workers if you have got. these predictions will help you to improve your productivity by 5% or reduction in the wage bill of that percentage. That will go to directly to your net profit by 1 or 2%. This is very useful service, and we have started launching. We had a survey done for about 156 workers and 20 entrepreneurs. It indicates there is a gap in this area, which with the new team coming in will be getting filled. Next, please. On 16th of December, ICI has given us as one of the top 10 hottest startup in Hyderabad, because ours is a social fintech startup. Next, please. We have been recently selected by Microsoft for their Founders Up program, and we are saying thank you to Microsoft. That will open up many avenues for us also to give additional services to the MSME unit in their area of digital transformation, which is becoming a must now. If they have to expand their customer base, they have to reduce this cost, automating certain repetitive works. That is all what we are trying to do in this. Thank you, Microsoft, for selecting us for this program. Next. This is general information. I am a permanent resident of Australia and also citizen of India. I am ready to offer my service as a director for Australian companies who want to expand in India. I am already a director in GTGF Australian company. Similarly, I am ready to offer my services for Indian companies to expand in Australia, because 2-3 times in a year I go to Australia. Thank you. Next. My next webinar is very critical, 5 whys technique for MSME. Generally, our MSME friends have got not to go in detail, and we are working on Jugaad methods. So we don't go to root cause. So this technique, why will lead it to possibly the basic reasons why this problem, which we are just trying to plug in, may come, and then you can take corrective measures for that root cause, so that this does not reoccur in future. That is that this is happening on 11/6, that is next Saturday at 4 o'clock. Please participate and circulate. This is a unique webinar to question, to bring awareness. Next slide, please. Next slide. See, all my webinars of last 2 years or 3 years are available on my YouTube channel, and I request you to join my YouTube channel to go through that earlier video and be in touch with us for new videos which we are coming up, on webinars we are coming up. Also, probably we are trying to hold seminars. We request all MSME industrial associations, which will be conducted by with the help of Yes Foundation, part of CSR activity of Yes Bank, through EDII Ahmedabad, for increasing the operational efficiency and increasing the bankability of MSME unit. This will be started in Hyderabad, and we request any industrial association president to support this initiative. We got we have tied up with FICCI Telangana also to support this initiative. Thank you. Next, please. These are my social media coordinate. I request you to like, share, and subscribe. Next. Thank you, everybody. Now we'll be open up for question and answer, and I'll try to do my best to answer you. Now floor is open for questions and answers.
Thank you, Mr. Desai. Thank you, Mr. Desai. is something very eye-opening presentation for MSME. You touched upon a lot of points. You touched upon a lot of points. You touched you touched upon a lot of points. But a very interesting presentation to come on. But we have few questions from our the people who presented in today's session. The first question about what kind of support we receive, what kind of support we receive from government for apprenticeship.
See, suppose if you are taking ITI trainees, they have to work for 11 months with you, and 1 month they will go back to their college, their institution, and you have to pay some minor stipend. But there are rules and regulations. But after this new government, a lot of changes have come in that procedure, and you can get ITI studied studied this thing as an apprentice. Similar thing from diploma, similar thing from engineers also. Government shares some cost, and you have to pay some cost. So you can definitely try for apprenticeship. Similarly, all MBA institutions and this engineering colleges, they have got internship. Probably that also should be tried, because when you want to bring innovations as a part of your culture, or understanding your workflow analysis or digital marketing, or you want to expand your thinking, or you want to infuse enthusiasm, these people bring lot of freshness. And my SME analytics, we are trying to take intern for last 6-7 years, and a lot of research work and this thing, it has helped us to come to this stage. And we continuously want to take MCA people, because recently when we have tied up with Microsoft, MCA interns for a long term and short term, they can work with us. Also, I am requesting social works colleges like Tata Institute of Social Science, their interns, I understand they have to work 4 days in their office and in their college, and 2 days they can come. That also will bring new perspective to both of us, to them, to understand how critical MSME sector is there. Also, we will also learn from them for various things we may not be knowing as on today. Thank you. Who has asked this question? My personal thanks to him.
This is the next question about from one of the participants. I have been trying from a long back
Asking that question
to increase the manpower in my organization. What are the tips you suggest?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
See, as in my slides, I've said that today there is a shortage of manpower all over the world for various reasons, but more particularly in IT sector. So because of that shortage, we get a lot of things in yellow papers, like business standard or economic times. But simultaneously, CIMS, that is Center for Indian Monitoring Economy, they are saying that unemployment rate is so and so percentage. So there is no proper communication and between available manpower, because they are thinking of high salaries, so they don't want to work. But please understand, MSMEs, we have got, we can train new graduates or new people in multi-skilling, which will be a life skill for you. See, I have found many people, they don't know how to make a DD or how to pay their electricity bill, and they are neglecting, or how to get their driving license. They go on searching for that. So it is a required thing for you people to come and work with MSME or small organization to get a grinding for your life. Thank you. I don't think I have answered the question. I have answered the question.
Yes. How owners have to delegate? How owners have to develop delegating skills?
Thank you, whosoever has asked this question. See, when we start MSME unit, we may be two people, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people organization. There the line of delegation is clear, but after 3, 4, 5 years, that entrepreneur himself developed a skill which has learned when he was a team of 2, 5, 10 people, and he has started micromanaging every affair. I want to sign my voucher. I want to sign this. Everything has to go through my eye, and that is slowing down his growth. So what he has to do in this first 5 years, he should start delegating certain responsibilities with reliability, with understanding the cost of error. Cost of error, if we understand, then probably he'll be able to delegate. About few days back, my own cousin my own nephew came to me. He said whether to engage a manpower at 15,000 rupees per month is cheaper, or I do myself. I said, say your profit is 5 lakhs last year. Suppose if you take 8 hours working, you work for 2,400. So each of your worker is, each your working hour is costing you, generating 200 rupees profit. Now, when you go and deliver to a customer a material, 80% of your time is just traveling from one place to a second place, and you do not get any return. Suppose if you have to do 2 deliveries, 3 hours you are wasting. In 3 to 4 hours you are wasting. And then because of that, you are not able to give sufficient time to your family. You come late. Today you are young. So when you are in your 60s or 70s, all these bad habit of not taking food in time, or your children have gone and deserted you, will be the cost. How can you put down that? So whether you have to work out cost benefit analysis and start delegating. We have already done two webinars on the past. What are the things can be delegated? Even see, delegating, if you find difficulty, you start looking to your existing process, and wherever there is a possibility of automating that process, apart from delegating, you'll find what is the role of entrepreneur. He has to work on strategy, customer development, and many other things. And if he says that I'll sign a voucher, and there may be 30 vouchers in a day, and one voucher takes 30 seconds to sign, you spend that 15 minutes or 8 minutes has gone from his thinking of developing his own unit. So any entrepreneur should start looking to delegation as an effective management tool that will also give a chance for the person who is taking responsibility to develop into a leader a few years down. So delegation is a must. Open your eyes to delegation as fast as possible.
Productivity improvement incentives from a government. Any employee productivity improvement incentives from government?
I do not think government gives any direct incentives, but they are giving various low-cost training modules uh, to various things which many of our MSME employees are not aware. They have to continuously visit a development commissioner websites and understand, or similarly local state government also gives a lot of incentives. Many state government recently in last 1 year has come out with a scheme. 75% of labor has to be taken local. So when they want to increase their employability in that local area, they also may be giving some incentive for hiring, but productivity as on this moment, I am not aware. While productivity itself will increase your profit, so that is an incentive for you. Why do you want everywhere to government to come up? Start believing Apna Hath Jagannath. All MSME entrepreneurs should look into Apna Hath Jagannath kind of things.
Due to inflation, laborers are demanding for high wages. How do I have to deal with this?
Yes, see, because of corona and geopolitical tensions, supply chain has been broken, and that has created imbalances in supplies, and the prices are going up. Because of corona, all central banks have come out with a lot of money pumped in the system for keeping the economy growing. So inflation is going to be part of our lifestyle for next few years. We have to live with it. So suppose at present in India, rate of inflation is 7-8%. So try to compensate your workers at least to that tune, or 15% or 4-5% positive, and you can recover that partially by reducing your wastages in your processes, adopting digital technologies faster, improve your productivity faster, and look into all possible corners of improving. मैंने इसमें तो 10 पैसा फायदा होता है. I don't want to go in that. Every 10 paisa, every 1 rupee makes a big chunk, big pool of money, so that you can take care of your employees and your growth also.
Sir, this is going to be the last question. What is the time? How to retain employees after training investment? After training investment.
Very interesting question. Sorry. Very interesting question. His problem of retaining employees, there are various methods, because employees' personal family is also growing. Their children are growing. Their parents are becoming old. So keeping that in mind, depending on their performance, you can give them employee stock exchange program, ESOPs, shortly known as ESOP, where they can get the benefit when the company gets listed, or they can trade off. There are various methods how you can compensate the employees, because employees also, they are working partially for making cash expenses meet, as well as their growth requirement, including their retirement, though ESI, PF and other things are there. But a good quality, good talented employee would also like to grow with your growth. So if you give them a stock exchange or deferred some sort of incentives in say 2 years, 3 years, well defined from the beginning, or when you realize this talent I want to retain, that will help you to see that you go in a high growth path. And many MSMEs, they feel everything what they are doing is because of them, their intelligence, their strategy. If you do not have people, you do not exist. That is the first thing you should understand, more particularly in MSME sector. And they should devise, they should take help of consultant available. They should discuss with various HR people. They should concentrate on improving that HR practices. HR consultant can give you possible way out. I think that is the way which I can think immediately. When I was an entrepreneur, my 3 key people, I say that 0.5% of my annual turnover will be divided between 3 people, and they used to get apart from their salary 70, 60, 80,000 rupees as a bonus, where they can meet their Dussehra requirement or Diwali requirement, or they can make some gold purchases or motorcycle purchases or capital goods or fridge, TV, which improve their life cycle. That is the way I was used to do, and that's why I'm requesting, please treat your workers, please treat your staff as a critical asset. You may think that my bank manager is my critical asset. Bank managers keep changing. Your staff is going to be with you for a long term. This is my opinion. So thank you, everybody. I think I have answered all the question and answers, hopefully satisfying you. And my next week webinar will be 5 whys and for MSMEs. Many may not understand why the reasoning for this, but this is a must attend webinar, because bringing awareness about root cause, which will put you to go to next level of your growth. There are 100 things which you will have to do in small steps according to your capacity and tolerance power. So thank you, everybody. Good day.